You can go so much further than you think you can go if you just believe that you actually can.
You know that one thing we were talking about building, the thing? So I had some spare time at the shred spot. I cut the boards for the thing. I pre-drilled them and painted them. Everything should be set perfect. All you have to do is put it together just like we talked about. Sorry I can't be there, but I know you've got this. Have fun building and riding that thing.
We're back in the shred spot, and I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't a little bit anxious about today's build. I have a stack of pre-cut and pre-drilled wood and some very vague directions. Good luck. That's hilarious, Evan. I love that he did the full IKEA touch. He gave me the little wrench that goes with it as well. We're definitely not using this. This might take a little bit of piecing together to figure out exactly what it's gonna be. I have basically 3 different lengths of wood, a bunch of screws to put them together. And over there I see some pre-cut plywood, which Evan did the fine job of painting purple. So yeah, anybody's guess what today's gonna be. I'm just gonna kind of map everything out on the floor and do the best I can with it, and we'll see what it ends up being. I have a couple guesses what this might be. It could be just a completely overbuilt pallet, because that's kind of the theme here. We overbuild everything. But I have a feeling that maybe it's this tall. These could maybe be the sides of it. I think I have an idea. It may actually just be like a miniature version of Large Marge if we do it the right way. So these things that I thought were the outside might actually just be the top and bottom lengths. And then this could be the width there. I don't know, I gotta kind of move it around a little bit more, but I think because there's only 4 of these guys, this must be the height. And then these guys must run somehow across. It's coming together. This is definitely not the most complex thing. Thankfully, there's no angles involved like the triangles. I think I figured it out. This is gonna be a miniature version of Large Marge. So we have here, these are the 2 lengths, and then you've got these 3 boards on the inside that will kind of shore it up, and then you've got the legs here, and then that guy right there will actually go on top of this. So we've got a pretty decent sized box. I'm starting to get my mind going on what I could do with this. This will be perfect for gapping too. From what it looks like, it's about the same size, the same height as Large Marge. So there's a bunch of back and forth I could do. I could put the balance beam across them. I could gap between them. This is actually the perfect addition, and this is something that I've been wanting to have in the space. So good job, Evan. Good call. Can we overbuild it? Yes, we can. There we go. Now I just need to put the plywood on the outside. This thing is not going anywhere. Just like everything else that's in this space. Evan's paint job on the plywood was very on brand for the space. I know exactly what I'm gonna call this feature. Not too bad, right? Put this thing together kind of quick and with relative ease. Evan did a good job of cutting it out and laying it out. Obviously not the most complex piece in the world to build, but I'm still pretty proud of myself that I was able to put this together. So I came up with a name for this box as well. Originally, I was gonna call it Faith, because this is gonna be a box that I'm gonna be gapping to on a pretty regular basis. And especially when you do gaps, it's all about faith in your technique, faith that the bike is gonna hold up, everything's gonna go according to plan, and you're gonna land on this thing perfect. It felt like the right name until I started looking at the paint and putting things together, and I realized I have a better name for it. Now, I'm gonna call it Grimace. And the reason I'm gonna call it Grimace, well, number 1, it matches perfect in color. Number 2, the face that I make when I'm gapping to it is very much a grimace face, and especially when I land, it's like. And then number 3, when I drive to the shred spot, I actually have to go through a McDonald's parking lot, and it reminds me about when I was much younger. I worked at McDonald's while I was coming up as a trials rider, and so this is a little bit of an homage to my history as a trials rider and all the things I had to do to get here. So this is Grimace. Welcome to the shred spot. Also, if you saw this week's Twitch stream, you already saw this guy. It's a great place for previews and actually all the tutorial stuff that I'm trying to do. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch, now would be a great time to do that as well. I'll put the link below. Let's move Grimace into position and get a little ride going. So that escalated quickly. We're at 6 feet. I'm starting to test out a couple different variations of how I want to do these gaps. I definitely get more momentum when I'm pedaling into the gaps, but also I just want to see how far I can do a pedal kick gap. If I can get over 6 feet just pedal kicking. I feel like the gear ratio on my Inspired is actually a little bit lighter than what I normally run on my other trials bikes. So I'm just curious to see how far I can jump on that one just using a pedal kick. But this is really helpful for me because I'm trying out different distances, different techniques. Large Marge is big enough where I can actually do a lot of different things. I could probably even bunny hop and bunny hop gap over here if I wanted to. I may have to open up the garage door to get that done just to get enough momentum to do it, but all totally possible, and that's what's making this so exciting. So 6 feet, here we go. We'll just keep pushing and see how far we can actually go, but so far so good. This is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted to have something I could gap to. I wanted to be able to practice my gaps back and forth, pedal kick, and every other version and variation on it, and that's what we're doing. So let's get back to it. This is a 6'7" gap right now, and just what it takes mentally to convince myself that my body and bike are gonna do what I want them to do is a huge element of this whole thing. In fact, every element of trials is the same thing. Knowing that your bike is gonna respond to letting go of the brakes or pushing on the pedals in the way that you want it to. So much of this style of riding is confidence in your ability, confidence that things are gonna go exactly how you think they're gonna go. I mean, getting across the gap of this size, or really any size, is just a matter of trusting your ability and trusting the bike. And being able to do this on a regular basis is so clutch and so cool for my riding. Exactly why I got the space in the first place. But when it all boils down to it, it's really just self-confidence that gets you 90% of the way there. Technique, obviously you have to have, but you can go so much further than you think you can go if you just believe that you actually can. I'm stoked on how Grimace came together. It's the perfect size, just the right landing pad for any kind of gap I want to do onto it. It's the same height as Large Marge, so I can practice a lot of the same stuff that I would on Large Marge on Grimace. Ultimately, just another good addition. Definitely pretty straightforward. Thank you, Evan, for not making it too complex. Obviously overbuilt, as we do on this channel. But overall, really good. I actually been riding this a bunch on my Twitch channel, so if you actually want to get a preview of what's coming up the next week, give me a follow on Twitch and watch the live stream. We go Tuesday and Thursday mornings. It's been really fun so far, and I really want to do a lot more tutorial-based stuff on there. So if you have a really specific question about trials riding in general, definitely join us there. I'll answer everything. I'm on there for a couple hours at a time, so I can really go deep into technique and the nuance of every single trials thing that you'd ever want to know. So join me there for sure. Also check out the videos of some of the other builds we've done for this space. The triangles were definitely complex to build. Large Marge was pretty fun, and you know there's more coming. Thanks again for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next video.